Hi, this is John Anderson. You're watching CMS TV.
It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. Kicking off the show tonight, we heard something from Airborne with Diamonds in the Rough. And we just heard our good friend Nader the Priest with London with Breakout. And a guy breaking out to the mic, my good friend and partner, Chris Aiken. What's going on, Chris?
What is up, boss? How are we?
Did you get a new studio back there?
Yeah, look at that. Isn't that great?
Yeah, it is. What'd you do with all your monitors and stuff?
I put those in a box. It's 2024. I don't need all that stuff now. I just have a good pair of headphones and I'm good.
Right, look at you. Got a brand new setup over there. Holy shit.
I just needed to spend all that money that I'm squirreling away from locals.
Right.
And build an all new studio. So I did.
Look at that. Wow. Just wondering where all that fat cash was going.
There it is. Just buying new computers and separate mics for vocals and everything.
Wow.
It's been a thing.
No wonder I haven't heard from you any this week.
Yeah, Green Screen Studios is coming together nicely.
just building that brand new setup over there.
That's right.
Is that where E-Rock sits back there?
Yes, exactly. Behind there. He sits behind there at the other desk that you can't see. Right,
absolutely. Well, here we are again, into August already. Holy shit.
Yep, almost
August. Done. You know, the thing is that just a few weeks ago, up here in the studio, there's some windows that face the west.
Right.
And the sun was actually coming in, you know, just a few weeks ago. It's already dark outside.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's already dark outside. It's just like, holy shit, what the fuck? I haven't been anywhere. I haven't done anything this summer. Nothing. Nothing. Haven't traveled. Haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah, it's been well, you were supposed to be in Europe though, right now.
Yes, so. I was supposed to have left last Thursday, but nope, that didn't happen. So I got time on my hands and nowhere to go.
I hear you.
so I'm thinking about going with Dawkins to Las Vegas in September.
Okay.
And let me see what else. So I'm going to be hanging with your good friend and partner Eric Ferentinos on the 15th of August. They're playing at the Arcada Theater.
That's cool.
So I'll be seeing him in a couple of weeks. And let me see what else I got. Our good friend George Mahalovic hit me up on a text asking me if I would be at the Williamsport show with Winger in November. So I'll probably do that.
Where's Williamsport?
It's kind of like northeast Pennsylvania. It's up kind of up near the New York border, kind of like below Binghamton, New York.
Right. Okay.
Kind of up that way. It's just kind of up in the middle of the Poconos, up in that area.
Okay.
You know, so I may be doing that. So it's just going to be small road trips here and there. That's all.
That's cool.
Yeah. No real major, several day getaway plans or anything. Not that I'm aware of yet.
Right. Too early to tell.
Yeah. Well, there isn't a whole lot of time left in this year anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I've just been so bogged down with making the fat cash.
Oh, you got to do that.
That breaking out, as Nader just sang, has not been on my radar.
Understand? I know. I spent the week being told no to doing just some bullshit stuff.
You've been told no?
Yeah. Kelly don't want to do anything fucking fun and just, there's this place here in Cleveland. I don't know that you've ever been there. I think it's open since you left.
Okay.
The Music Box Supper Club. Have you ever heard of this place?
Not familiar with it, no.
It's over on the West Bank of the Flats. It's a really nice room, actually. I mean, it's actually a pretty cool thing. Well, on Sundays... And, I'm going to throw this out for anybody that's in Cleveland that if they want to go, tell me and we'll make a day of it. We'll go have some drinks and some breakfast.
Go hook up.
Yeah. Well, on Sundays, every Sunday they have it's like a brunch.
Okay.
And it's it's a brunch with like tribute bands playing. So one Sunday it's like a Styx tribute band and like a Bob Seger tribute band. There's a yacht rock night coming up, or yacht rock afternoon, and it's cheap as shit. It's $12 for food and a band.
Okay.
I mean, that's cheap.
Cheap.
You can't even go to McDonald's for $12 freaking dollars.
True.
You know, I mean, it's absolutely scary, but of course, God forbid, I literally said to, I'm going to get in trouble for telling this story, but I don't give a shit.
Does she even listen to the show?
She has a friend that does, and then reports back everything that I say. So
right.
She has a friend that loves us.
It's like having an ex-wife listening to the show on a laptop in a bedroom.
Well, the difference is being married versus not even dating. So,
right, of course.
You know, just hanging out. There's a big difference. But, yeah, so I hit her up with this, and I said, hey, you know, let's pick one of these days and do it. It's cheap. We haven't done anything in a while. Let's find one of these things and get out there, you know, and just go and hang out and have some fun, you know.
Right.
It's too early to do it.
Oh, too
I'm
early.
like, too early? I was like, she's like, yeah, you know, I got to get to your house by like 11 o'clock.
11?
Yeah, I mean, the thing starts at noon. So
I know, but my point is 11 o'clock.
Wait, hold on. It gets better. Don't react yet. Hold your reaction for 1 second, and then you can lose your mind the way I did.
All right.
Because I said, okay, to 11. She goes, I got to get up and start getting ready at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Holy shit.
I was like, what are you fucking talking about?
It's a 3-hour process to get together.
It's 3 hours to what? Run through the shower, brush your teeth, throw on a pair of jeans and a t-shirt and go? Does it really take 3 hours? Ladies, does it really take 3 hours to go to some bullshit breakfast? It's not a wedding. You know, if it was a wedding, maybe I could see. You got to do your hair. You got to do the, you know, the right dress and this, you know, all that kind of bullshit stuff.
Right.
A Sunday morning noon brunch, which I'm sure is a buffet eggs and bacon thing and a Styx tribute band. Right. I think you could get by with whatever you're fucking wearing. There's no 3 hours needed. Wow. I would think she could get up at 10:30 and make it. Right. But of course it was.
Well, what does she do normally? I mean, does she work?
Yeah, she does work. I mean, she would have to shift her, but she works on her own schedule, so she would just have to shift her schedule.
Okay.
And
so, I'm like, most people, I would say a majority of people who have a normal job schedule. Yeah. Unlike you or maybe her, whatever the case may be. Yeah. They're up by 5:30 or 6 in the morning and they're out the door by 7:30. You got to be to work by 8 or 9, you know, but man, I got to get up at 8:30, 11. Like, half my day's done already.
Dude, how about me? I'm up after the show until 6 to 7. Right. And I'm willing to be ready at 11.
Yeah, you're willing to drive people to sunrise service on an Easter Sunday.
That's right, I am. You're probably right, Brian. I thought this as well. I got blown off. Yes. And you know what? I'd rather just be blown off. Just tell me you don't want to go.
Yeah, just don't give me all the excuses in the world why you can't do it.
Yeah, don't tell me, well, you know, there might be traffic. You know, that church traffic, it's a real bitch. Right. Don't feed me that shit, and don't feed me that you need 3 hours to fucking take a shower. You know, I don't give a shit if you've been digging fucking latrines all night. It don't take 3 hours to wash that stank off you. Right. Just stop it. Just tell me you don't want to go. But no, I got the whole 3 hours.
Oh no!
8 o'clock in the morning. I have to get 8 o'clock.
What is she on CP time or something?
Dude, 3 hours. I just was like, it's fucking. It doesn't start till 11. You don't have to be here till like 11:15. Right. I would think realistically, getting up at 10 o'clock would be plenty of time.
You would think.
You know, it's 20 minutes from her house to my house.
Right.
and that's me driving drunk at night. So I got to be careful. Just driving regular during the day is probably 15.
And on a Sunday. Then,
and on a Sunday, that big Sunday church traffic.
Right, of course.
Fuck out of here with this shit. So anyway, if anybody does want to go, let me know. I'm eyeing Cleveland people at Sunday, August the 25th, which is the Styx tribute, which is kind of the one I'd like to go to because like the week before is like reggae. I'm not into that so much. And then, then the Brown season's going to start pretty soon and I will be engaged in that. I might be willing to go on September 1st if anybody wants to go for a yacht rock night.
All right.
Or afternoon. I keep saying night, but it's an afternoon. With the music of Hall & Oates, Steely Dan, Toto, Jackson Brown, Earth, Wind and Fire.
Oh, look at that.
Just fun. It's just something to do.
All the classics. And it's not that far from you. It's not that far of a drive. It's an easy ride.
Yeah. And to the music box from here is like 25 minutes. It's not that far. And me, getting me out of the house is difficult. And I'm saying, hey, I'm willing to do it. Somebody hit me up that wants to go, and let's go have some breakfast and some laughs and some tunes.
Yeah, might as well.
That'd be fine. That's all I'm looking to do.
Sounds like a chill Sunday morning to me.
Yeah, it's just something to do. I'm so tired of fucking not having anything to do.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you.
But
I'm with you on that. I get that.
Yeah. But I did get out this week, personally.
Okay.
I got to go get an x-ray.
Oh?
Because I broke my goddamn thumb.
I now have my thumb.
Yeah, I now have my thumb in a thing.
How did you manage that?
Dude, it had been hurting for a week or two. And I banged it. I have this one doorknob in my hallway.
Okay.
And when I'm staggering around the house at night, half asleep, to go take a piss or whatever, I always fucking smack my hand on it.
Right.
And I don't know what I did, but I hit it the wrong way or something. Stress fracture in my stupid thumb.
Wow.
And it hurts like a bitch.
Yeah, I imagine it would, especially since you use your fingers and your thumb.
Well, yeah, it's not inconvenient for a guy that types all day long to fucking lose his goddamn thumb.
Right.
But yeah, so needless to say, as you can see, I'm wearing the thumb brace so that I can hurt a little less, but yeah, it's making typing a real lot of fun here.
Right. Yeah. Well, speaking about getting out, I was having a chit chat with my other girlfriend, Sal, today.
Okay. How's she doing?
So he was telling me how his friend Dale went to see Tom Kiefer band and LA Guns.
Okay.
And I was just like, why you love Cinderella music?
Yeah.
Why didn't you go? Well, I didn't know they were in town. I said, well, your friend Dale, why wouldn't he give you the heads up?
Yeah.
He goes, it's 45 miles to the place.
Yeah. Sal is like me. He's like me, isn't he? He'd rather just stay home all the fucking time.
He's just like, I hate to drive. I'm just like, but you love it. I said, you love to go. I said, why wouldn't you go with your friend and go see LA Guns? You love LA Guns and you love Cinderella music. Why wouldn't you go? It's just north of you. That's 45. It's 45 miles.
What is 45 miles? An hour? Drive?
Even. Yeah, 50 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that's not that far. Even I would make that drive.
Yeah, I drive that every day to work. Yeah. Every single day.
I would make that drive for somebody I like. If I was a big Cinderella fan, I'd make that drive.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I mean, shit. I don't drive anywhere, but I like Metallica and Pantera, and I drove to Detroit.
You did.
How far is that?
And you drove home.
Yeah, and I drove home that night. I mean, how far? What is that? 200 miles or something?
That's a little further than that because
250. I don't know.
Yeah. It's Toledo.
It's a one-tank trip. I know that.
Yeah, Toledo. Yeah, Toledo from you is like 125 miles, and then it's another 60 miles up there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 180 miles.
Yeah. So
you're right, about 200 miles. You're correct.
Yeah. And I did that just to because I like those bands.
Sure.
Come on, Sal. Stop being a pussy. And that's coming from me, a guy that never wants to go out. Jesus.
The thing is, it wasn't just some band. I mean, he loves Cinderella.
Yeah.
I mean, he loves that band. And it's just like, you should have gone, man. He sent me some video that Dale was taking to the show. And, Tom sounded good and his band sounded great. And I mean,
Right.
you and I went to see Cinderella, or rather,
Yeah.
Kiefer. I mean, I drove to Akron for that.
Yeah.
We went to see Enough's Enough and Tom Kiefer band at the Goodyear Theater.
Well, maybe if you would have been driving there, Sal would have jumped into your trunk or something and gone with you.
So anyway, yeah, it's just like people just don't want to go out. It's like, I don't want to go. Yeah, it's too much of a hassle.
And it's only going to get worse. I was me and Seth had Tony Montana from Great White on Monday or Wednesday, whatever day it was. And he's involved in the business now, like in the future business of it.
The business end of it.
The business end of it.
The behind the scenes end of it.
Yeah. And we got talking a little bit about Oculus and how that is the way of the future, is the Oculus. Is instead of going to these shows anymore, like Kiss is probably going to be the trial run with it. Kiss is going to release... They'll record or put together a concert with AI stuff for each era of the band.
Right.
Dynasty era, Hotter Than Hell era, etc. And then they'll convert it to Oculus and just sell it as an expansion pack for an Oculus for like $50 or something. And people will buy that all day long. And they'll buy, if you're a Kiss fan, you'll buy every era of it. And then there'll be, forums and all that other bullshit where they'll be like, this wasn't anything like when I saw him in Philly in 1988.
Right.
That's what it'll be. But the kids, the not even kids anymore, this generation was not raised like we were to need shows.
Right.
To go out, to be out.
Well, they're raised on the YouTube. They're the YouTube generation. Yeah. Everything that they like is on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. And Oculus is just an extension of that, and it's going to be the way it is. It's sad in a way, but I'll tell you, man, as we're going to learn tonight, and we'll get to both of these topics later, I spent basically the whole week teaching myself AI.
Okay.
Like, I really felt like I was behind on AI. So I really immersed myself this week in learning AI graphics, AI sound, AI video. Like, I really started teaching myself how some of this works, which we will get into later.
Okay.
But between that and between the Aerosmith thing, which again we'll get to later, we're done. It's over. Our era, our style, our everything is done.
Yeah.
Because the kids or the 30-year-olds, the 35-year-olds on down, they, like we still, if, I don't know, pick a band, like you were going to go to Aerosmith.
Yeah, I was.
And you were going to spend, what, $500 a ticket or whatever it was.
Yeah. I told Taylor, I said, I sent her that news story.
Yeah.
I said, Aerosmith done. I said, well, I guess I won't be taking you to see them in January,
right,
like I had planned. And she hits me back with, oh, I already had pit tickets for that.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
She goes, refund for me.
Yeah. But we're wired for it. You saw the advertisement and on some level we're like, I need to be at this thing. You had an excitement level to be at this show.
I wanted to see one last go round. Sure.
The 35s and back, they don't have that. Because they weren't raised that way. They weren't raised to get excited about a show. They're way more excited if they can play a video game. They're way more excited if they can, I don't know, play a video game. I don't know what else they do.
Well, the difference is that, with us, going to a show was an event.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got new jeans, maybe. Asked your favorite chick. Maybe you used it as a leverage to be able to ask a girl out that maybe you would be a little hesitant to ask out. But hey, man, I got third row tickets for Aerosmith. You want to go?
Mm-hmm.
And it would be the little bit of a bait to break the glass or break the ice to maybe get a girl that you wouldn't ask out normally to go
That's
with
right.
you.
Get her.
So it was an event. It was a planned event. You talked about this up and coming show literally a couple of months in advance.
And playing the music in your house.
I'm going to go see Iron Maiden in August. It might be May. I'm going to go see them in August.
And for a week leading up to it, that's the only thing you listened to was to get you ready for it. And hell yeah, it was an event.
Yeah, and the thing is it's probably a good observation that probably a lot of your friends were also going to go.
Oh yeah, sure.
And I remember one of the things, I never got to do it as a kid, as a younger person, but I had friends, much like your mom, who kind of supported taking their kid to the show and stuff. But the big one for a lot of my friends was going to see Kiss.
Right.
It was a big thing. Kiss is coming, and there was a lot of talk about it because Kiss was still a mystery at that point.
Sure.
Everybody was under this impression that they were demonic. So to go to the Kiss show, you were going to go see a human sacrifice ritual or something.
Right. Yeah, and it was rebellious, and your parents didn't like it. And a lot of people were lying to go.
Right, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it was a thing. But I think it even stretches further than just music. Like, and I'll use myself as an example because I'm Eddie Trunk and I need to talk about myself nonstop. Tonight, literally right now going on, is SummerSlam here in Cleveland, which is the second biggest WWE thing yearly.
Okay.
Like WrestleMania is their Super Bowl.
Sure.
This would be like their championship, like a World Series game, but not the final game.
Gotcha.
It'd be like the game 3 of the World Series where there's always going to be a game 4, but it's still a big deal, right?
Sure.
I think one of the big problems too, which is leading a lot of people to stop going to this shit, is the cost.
Yeah, well, cost is a big factor.
And what a big wrestling fan I am. I live for this shit. And here I sit, not at the wrestling match, because the cost to sit anywhere but the upper deck, and and it's at the stadium, no less. So who wants to sit in the upper deck at Cleveland Browns Stadium with the potential of it to be raining? It's not, but it could have been. It has been raining around here. And even those tickets were a couple $100.
Yeah. And it's like seeing two ants fight in a ring.
Yeah. Where I can sit here and watch it at home on my $10 a month Peacock plan. So why would I go? I guess you go for the pageantry of it and the event of it and whatever, but I couldn't be bothered with it. I could not be bothered because, honestly, for me to get the seats that I would really want to get is a mortgage payment.
Right, of course.
And fuck that. I'm not paying that much to see anything anymore. I'm just done with that.
Well, I mean, you went to, you just mentioned this a minute ago, but you went to see the Pantera Metallica show. Mm-hmm. And we talked about how horrible that stage was. It was like looking at ants,
awful. Mm-hmm.
Ants on a big platter.
Yeah.
Like, well, where's James Hetfield? Where's Kurt? Where's Phil?
Mm-hmm. It was tough to pick them out. And even that show really was overpriced. I just got super lucky on the pre-sale. I got super lucky that I had a discount code on the pre-sale. And even with a discount code and sitting in less than great seats, sitting in the middle section, like not on the floor and not in the lower bowl, but the middle bowl, whatever that would be called.
Kind of eye level.
Yeah, I was a little up, but it wasn't the boonies. It wasn't, it wasn't the kind where you need an escalator to get to it. I mean, even with those, I paid $125, which is not terrible. But
and you had gas and travel and all that other stuff on top of that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was. I mean, it was about a $400 or $500 day.
Yeah, just to go see one show.
Yeah,
by yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy what it's coming to. Yeah, look at this. King Diamond has a VIP meet and greet for $350 to $600.
$350 to $600. Holy shit!
For King Diamond.
Yeah. Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
What's happening, boys? It's Bullshit Detector checking in from Los Angeles, California.
What's up, man?
What's happening? Chris, always appreciate your service, my friend.
Thanks.
I gotta call in and bust your chops, dude.
All right.
Stop watching. We're not too far off in age. I gotta tell you, 1987, WrestleMania 3, jumping up and down with braces on as a young teenager.
Sure.
On the pay-per-view 800 number 100 times as an OCD kid to make sure it went through.
Right.
And I was done with that, man. I mean, it's just like it's just the homo talk is just. I mean, we already know the kayfabe's dead. We already know these guys are, kayfabe's dead. It's just like, come on, dude. I mean, am I wrong, Neeley?
I don't.
Neeley has no idea what kayfabe even is.
No idea what you're talking
I mean,
about.
I could talk wrestling. If I came up there, first of all, like 6-7 years ago, I have a public figure sibling, and y'all called them a super disparaging word, and I laughed about it because I thought it was funny. You know who they were, but I'm not going to say that right now. I still love you guys. I've listened to y'all for 15 years. I don't give a shit about personal stuffs or attacks. But first of all, Neeley, by the way, can I just go back real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Neeley told that story about that girl leaving his house and ending up with the mechanic. Remember
yeah. My 19-year-old Randy. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you told that 3 times, and each time it's been different.
Well, I mean, years go by, so recollection gets a little skewed after a while.
No, it was about the guy, Steve, that took her from you.
Yeah.
And then you went to his house, and you say, hey, dude, you can have her, man, but she's going to be a pain in the ass, and she's going to bring you down. And he said, well, we'll see. And then he comes to your house, sits on your couch, you get him a glass of water and some tissues, and he cries.
Okay.
All this stuff with this Mike guy going to Utah.
Wow, you really paid attention.
I love the Pennsylvania story with that broad that said that she was out of your league. That was epic. And Chris said, throw $50 on the thing and split. Tell her to take a horse home.
All right. So what is your comment?
Well, the reason I'm calling is because wrestling. I love Chris, and I just have 2 quick points.
All right.
I could take Chris out to. Well, I could take him out to lunch. I'd probably have to mortgage my house, but I would definitely. I could talk wrestling like a madman. You know, Mr. Perfect and the Harley race because I'm from the Midwest and all that Harley race stuff. I could talk. You just name it. We don't have to get into it now and bore the shit out of everybody. But Chris, let me just tell you one thing real quick. It's not wrestling related. You fucked up bad.
Okay.
With your friend Dave Landau. Okay, you went on their show.
I did.
A great spot. You did a great spot. Or shot, as they call it in the business. Fucking kicked ass. He comes to your town after that to do a fucking comedy show and gets you tickets. And I guarantee you fucking lied about some personal family problems because we know you well enough now to know if it's fucking serious or not. And it was a car issue. Now, if you would have gone and fucking put the nail in the coffin and said, man, thank you so much, bro. God damn, that was just like a shot of adrenaline I haven't had in 50 years. Oh my God, thank you. Right? But you fucking lied to him. In my opinion, okay? And then not only don't you go, you call him and ask him to call Anthony about your all show.
Yeah.
Now, I've called them before, and I've mentioned your show. Like, you got to just check these guys out. So I'm going to get off the phone, but I'm going to tell you this.
Okay.
You guys, and I've got, off the line or whatever, I can tell you who you called a fucking cunt or an asshole or whatever. But I can also tell you what you need to do to get on his Anthony show because they really need shows, and you guys are the shit. But I got to tune you up a little bit, and that might mean something else. You're like mob wise, I got to tune you all up. Let me tell you this: You guys have to have a sizzle reel, okay? Faggot, the nigger stuff, everything. Everything that would get their attention. And I'm going to tell you right now, you guys have struck gold with Judge Aiken. That should be a weekly fucking segment. I mean, I've never seen anybody do that. And there are more women fucking 14-year-olds than ever before.
Well, that is true.
You put the kid in jail sometimes. With the wig and the fucking gavel. Dude, put a sizzle reel together and make it happen.
All right.
And E-Rock's gone. That fuck never did anything.
That is true.
Of course he never took your calls or called you back. But you can just give it to Landau. He could send it to Anthony, or you could just, and Garrett's he's not a player. He's great at an editor. But those guys aren't in the business. They've never been in the business. They don't know what to do with your request. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
God damn, you guys need to weekly. And stop watching the wrestling. And please, for God's sake, please put the fork down and lose some weight, man. We love you. We want to keep you around.
Nah.
I bet if you push 2 fingers into your calves right now, they stay there like silly putties for 2 days. That's like some stage 2 shit, bro. And I've been there.
Don't worry about me. I'm fine.
Well, listen, dude. You can't be big. You can't. As a former bodybuilder, dude, you got to drop the weight at some point, and you can't walk around at 280, or whatever you are for going on in those twilight years. You can't do it. It's just not. It's not human. You
assume that I want to be 70 or 80, and I do not.
No, dude, no. Well, you want to drop dead tomorrow. But let me tell you something, bro. It ain't going to be an easy death. They're going to be on oxygen. You're going to go out like crazy cabbie with fucking a nerve disease. You're going to have big feet the size of fucking Bozo, and you're going to be in a wheelchair. And it's not going to be like you just like drift off like Vinnie Paul.
Not while I have guns, it won't be like that.
It's going to be a painful death where they just keep chopping parts off your body.
No, that won't happen. I have guns.
Well, it's happened. You're going to be the Kamala the Ugandan giant. And I don't.
Again, I have a gun. I won't be going out that way. I can tell you that now.
I knew you were going to go right to that judge. I knew you were going to say that. But listen, get a sizzle reel. Put your best faggot nigger shit together. Start doing the judge thing I don't mean the gun. I mean, start doing Judge Aiken every fucking week, dog. I mean, there are so many fucking chicks, fucking kids right now, and it is a top-notch original. And I guarantee people will flock to that like, flies on a nigger's rib roast. It's going to be fantastic. And
all
then,
right.
You got to repair your relationship with Landau. I don't know what happened.
I don't have a problem. Me and Dave are fine.
He said that you implied that he.
No, me and Dave are fine.
Like,
we
not
talk.
Communicating with you.
I literally was texting with him this week about a bit that he did on his show.
Just admit you did fuck up by not.
No, I didn't. Nor did I lie to him. That's your feel. That ain't mine.
You said family issues.
I had a family thing.
Ain't family issues.
I had a family thing.
But we know.
Why would I lie about it? Why would I? Dude, hold on. Now, hold on, dude. I have gone and seen Landau twice a year, every year for the last 7 years.
Yeah, but it's when you see him. After you crack the fuck out of everybody and they love you, dude, then you don't go?
Trust me when I tell you, I'm still very much on the if I want to come on again, I can list.
Okay, get a sizzle reel. Start doing Judge Aiken again. For people unlike myself, and I'm going to get off the phone right now, people unlike myself that already know about it, there are so many people that don't know about it. And they would just be shooting around on YouTube or Rumble and see you with that wig on and the gavel. And, dude, you guys will explode.
All All right.
And put that on YouTube. Put that on YouTube alone. And get kicked off, you get kicked off. But that is going to draw in fans, bro, because right now you guys are a huge fish in a rather small pond. And I'm just telling you because you guys aren't the only ones in the business. You know, I've been through that meat grinder shithole. But let me just say, I love your show. I'm going to keep listening. I'm going to fucking hit the gym and keep listening to y'all. And it's not a slight on you, Chris. It's just what I've replaced my bad habits with.
Okay.
And wrestling's for fags.
All right.
All right, there he goes. Hail
Yeah,
and kill.
touch your hair.
All right. So wrestling is for fags. How about
Wrestling is for fags. Well, I still like it, so I still will go.
that? Well, there you go. That was a very. I'm not sure exactly. That was that was between inspirational and you know a hard nugget to swallow. I'm not really sure what it was.
Yeah, forgot about that, but Brian ain't wrong either on that one.
Yeah, you did.
So, Jesus Christ, whatever. Me and Dave are fine. We literally were texting. He had a really funny bit on YouTube this week.
Real world.
No, just I guess it was a real world bit, but it was just a little clip out that they put about he did a show and a guy kept flashing a gun at him like he was going to shoot him during the show, and nobody helped him or nothing, and he just finished his show. He didn't like leave the stage or nothing. I was like, damn.
Wow.
So I texted him. I was like, Jesus, dude, that's fucked up. And he was like, oh, yeah, man, that was really fucked up.
All right. Interesting
yeah,
enough.
Me and Dave have no issue.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate the fact that he thought I nailed it when I did the Landau show.
Well, you did. You did a good job with that. And it was nice of him to bring you on.
It was very, very cool of him. You know, me being nothing in the world compared to a lot of his guests.
Sure.
But
you know, as we've talked about it, I know you say it's a scheduling thing with him and not being able to, you know, come on a Saturday for our show, but regardless, he's invited on. I'd like to see him to come in this area, but he doesn't play this area at all.
He doesn't seem to come to Chicago for some reason.
Nope. But I'll tell you who I'm into as far as like comedians are concerned. And this was a suggestion you had made a while back, but I really got into is that Jay Okerson.
Oh, Big J is great.
He's funny as fuck, man. He's been uploading a lot of clips.
Okay.
Lately because he's on tour.
Yeah.
So he's using his, you know, like the YouTube clips kind of as a promotional vehicle. Sure. And I've been watching his stuff, and that guy's fucking funny. You talk hilarious. About a guy who can crowd work like nobody's business. He's number one, this is what I appreciate about Big J. Just watching it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look him up. His name is Big J Okerson. Mm-hmm. He is my kind of comedian. He's smart. He's well versed on pop culture. He's well versed on history. He's well versed on, you know, so many things, and he's kind of a dirtier version of Dennis Miller. Yeah. Dennis Miller is really quick because he always interjects pop culture references, historic references, makes all these references, and if you're not on top of that kind of stuff, you may not get the joke.
Sure.
But I get it, and he's just like, holy shit, that guy's funny.
Yeah.
He makes, you know, movie references and, you know, things all the time, and it's just like, holy shit, that he nailed it. But it's all crowd work, you know. He's just sitting there just shooting the shit with his audience and coming up with stuff right off the top of his head. It's hysterical.
Right. Have you tried Legion of Skanks?
I have not tried the show, no.
You should try the show. I mean, because I know you're always looking for O&A stuff, and that's fine, but what they're doing is in that vein. Yeah. It's very, very shock jockey in that style. And I mean, they're different, obviously. It's not a ripoff of O&A, but it's, you would love it. You'll find yourself at work in 2 minutes seemingly because you'll be laughing your fucking dick off.
So anyway, I've been watching his stuff because he's pretty funny and really quick, very quick, yeah. very smart. I like smart comedians.
Sure, Big J is great, man. Him, Louis J. Gomez, that whole crew is a bunch of good ones. Dave Smith, very funny guys.
But anyway, speaking of the Kumia thing, I hit our friend Chip Ruggieri up from Chipster PR to see if he had any inroads to the Kumia thing, and he said nah, he didn't know anybody. He says, but he gave me the link to the publisher.
Sensor?
No, to the publisher of the book, and they had a for artist interviews. So I hit them up with an email. Got nothing back yet.
Of course.
I just did that on Friday. Yes.
Right.
So haven't heard anything, didn't get a response, but maybe I will. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, see what happens.
That's just the hardest thing. But,
I don't see him doing any press though. Have you?
I know, but I don't know that he's out there really soliciting it that hard, but I'm sure if he's asked and, would consider it.
Yeah, he might. I don't know. I'm surprised that he's not working it a little harder. Having a book out there, you would think he'd want to promote it, but I don't know. He might be just comfortable being retired, doing his 3 hours a week or whatever he's doing now.
Yeah, well, he's doing 2 hours a day, 4 days a week.
Yeah, as much as I hate to say it, he's not funny really anymore. I mean, sometimes he is. When he's with Gavin, he's funny.
Yeah, well, that Gavin show, I definitely watch that more often than not.
But when he's just doing regular stuff, it's just stuff. It's slightly funnier than the newscast, because he's just reading it. He's just like, yeah, look at this. This fucking happened in this city and blah, blah. I'm like, all right, cool.
Well, maybe he's just sort of getting settled in with the new arrangement with Gavin's people running things behind the scene and, working out all the technology and everything. But because every time I see him every week, he's got a different setup, he's got the camera set at a different angle, or he's working his computer or whatever he's got going on, his iPad or whatever he worked with. And, I think it's just a matter of getting comfortable, but who knows? I still enjoy a show.
Yeah, I mean it's listenable. I'm not saying it's Opie. It's not that by any means, but it's not as good as the old days. I mean,
no, of course not. It'll never be
the old days, and I mean, like right now, I've been like pretty much every night when I go to sleep listening to Ron and Fez. There's 2 live streams that just go 24/7.
Yeah, I've seen them.
And goddamn, there was some funny stuff in there. And what's crazy is I remember more of that stuff than I do the O&A stuff. I think O&A was so long of a show that I didn't listen all the time, like start to finish. But Ron and Fez, I think I did, because I think it was only like a 2 or 3 hour hit. And I mean, I just listened to it and I'm like, I remember all this stuff. I remember it, but it's still funny as shit. So, well,
it is good stuff to go to sleep to, because I go to sleep to that every night. I put on one of the super cuts that's like 10 hours long, and it's still playing when I wake up in the morning, so it's all good
stuff. Yeah, hell yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna be like Jen Psaki and circle back around.
Circling back.
Getting back to what we were talking about, going to see live performances.
Yeah.
So here in Chicago this week was Lollapalooza.
Okay.
And it's acts and bands and artists that I have zero interest in for the most part. But here's one that supposedly drew the largest. Well, there you go, Marty.
There you go. We are his O&A.
Yeah, perfect. This artist drew the largest audience at Lollapalooza, and I know nothing about her. In fact, I heard her name today for the first time, so I had to look her up.
Okay.
Chapel Rowan?
Apple Rowan?
No, Chapel. Just like the Chapel of Love, Chapel.
How do you spell Rowan? I don't know this name.
Roan.
I don't know who that is, but
I didn't know who that was either. But apparently she drew the biggest crowd at Lollapalooza. There was like an overhead shot of Grant Park where they hold this thing.
Okay.
And the place was just packed. She's some synth pop, dark pop girl. And I looked her up today because I was like, who the fuck is that? And apparently she's popular, I guess.
Hate to say it, but we're old.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, you never even heard the name.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean,
know this name at all.
like say if it was Taylor Swift,
yeah,
you would go, yeah, well that makes sense. It's Taylor Swift. But Capel Rowan,
well, let's see what she's doing.
She sounds like I watched this music video actually earlier today just to see what this is all about.
Mm-hmm.
She sounds like early to mid 80s pop, kind of Cyndi Lauper-ish.
Cyndi Lauper, all right.
Kind of Cyndi Lauper-ish, kind of just the poppy, like the Bananarama type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So when you hear this, it's going to sound real familiar to you. It's going to sound like 82 to 85 pop era.
I might like it. Who knows? All right, here we go.
Might have to fast forward that a little bit.
Pre-80s chick.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So apparently this drew huge at Lollapalooza.
Mm.
And I was just like, no idea.
No, I don't know. I don't even know the name like you. I don't know the name. Again, with every passing day, I figure out that I've just been surpassed by this music, and I try to keep up with it. But
sure,
you know, I'm not a fan of this at all. You know, this just sounds like this is like if Quarter Flash made pop songs, she'd sing in it.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
it's in that vein.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'll pass. I don't want to hear more. Do you?
No. I mean, I watched that. I was just like, well, what is it about this chick? Why did she have such a big crowd at Lollapalooza? So, like I said, they did this aerial footage over top of Lollapalooza, and the Lollapalooza, grounds were just packed for her show, which was like, oh, okay. Something I don't know about, but regardless, that doesn't mean anything. It's just never heard of her, wasn't aware of her. So,
jeez, look at this shit. Yeah, she did pack them in. Holy cow!
That's what I'm saying.
All right, how do I pause that? Present share.
Yeah, look at that. See that?
That's a lot of people. And they're all obviously into it. They all got their
that's what I'm saying. It's just like the popularity of this artist, this girl. What was her rise to popularity among this group?
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I mean, usually, even if I don't like the bands, I still hear of them.
Yeah, especially if they're blowing up like that to where they command such a large turnout.
Yeah, I don't know this one at all. This one missed me. All right, well, there you go. All right. I wish there was a music channel or something where I could kind of just, I guess I could go to Vivo and just.
Yeah, Vivo's got, I've been watching, since they restructured Vivo and they actually have different channels for different styles of music and stuff. I actually do put that on, and it's kind of like, it's what Eric Braverman was trying to do with heavy metal television, but this is way better.
Yeah. Well, and they have the licensing to do it, so
sure, absolutely.
Good on them. Yeah, I mean, Vivo. I should put Vivo back on my Roku or whatever and watch it every now and again just to keep up with this shit because I definitely I'm behind on this stuff too. I used to find bands all the time that I love, and now it's very, very, very few and far between. I'm falling into the classic rock category. I'm turning into Jackal. It's like, there's a new band, or I could listen to Exodus. I'll just go with that.
Right, of course. You'll go enjoy the yacht rock afternoon.
That's right. I will. I'll go and watch an evening of Steely Dan before I'll learn about anything new. I really am turning into Jim.
You know who I've been kind of binging on lately? I've always liked them, and I own a lot of their stuff, but sometimes I just certain things get away from me, but binging lately, just the last 2 weeks, Supertramp.
I'm gonna be honest. I know like 2 songs. I know the Logical song.
Yeah.
What's the other one?
I was listening to Breakfast in America.
Okay.
I listened to that back to back a couple of times, and then I listened to what was I listening to? I was just listening to a shuffle stream.
Okay.
And for some reason, I don't know why, but Supertramp just came in. Oh, I know why. I know what it was. When we were having some hard rains about 2 weeks ago, it was really storming here, dark.
Right.
For some reason, that song, Supertramp song, came in to mind. It's raining again. And I thought of that, and I go, I put that on, and that's what kind of kicked off my binge listening.
Sure. Well, that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. I know this whole week has been mostly, for me, it's a weird week. Motorhead and the Ramones.
Okay.
And I don't know what got me in. I do know what got me into Ramones is I'm probably going to interview Marky Ramone here in a week or so. I think.
Is he like the only one left?
I think so. Yeah. I haven't done the research to know, but I don't really know the Ramones. I've seen them once. They opened for White Zombie, and I saw them. That's the only time I ever saw them. And other than their, hits, I really don't know anything about the Ramones. This week was the first time I ever listened to an album.
Okay.
Didn't hate it. Pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
It's not what I thought it was, honestly. I honestly thought they were just like a shitty punk band.
Well, they mid to late 70s punk.
Yeah, it was more rocky than punk, though, and it was like Motorhead. I think everybody thinks that every song of Motorhead is the Ace of Spades,
right? And
they're not. That I was kind of the same way with the Ramones. I thought every fucking song was going to be rock and roll high school, and and it really wasn't. They had some pretty good albums and some pretty good music going on there. So but again, they're old. Now I could have used that time that I spent on Old Energy listening to Chapel Rowan or whatever, and,
right?
But I didn't know about it. And whoever said that I was jerking off to Taylor Swift videos, that is not true. I don't find Taylor Swift hot. I think I've been very clear on that.
She's not that good of a looking chick.
She is a fucking Supermarket 5. She's not even a celebrity anything.
Yeah, I'll take a 65-year-old Susanna Hoffs over a 33-year-old Taylor Swift.
Yeah. I find her to be not ugly, not beautiful, like the kind that you wouldn't even notice on a beach or in a store or whatever.
Yeah. I would never give her a second look.
You just walk right by her and, hey, how you doing? Onward you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't see the attract, but again, she's not playing to dudes. She's playing to chicks.
Right.
Telling them to fucking get rid of the dudes because they're fucking cancer to them.
Yeah. She appeals to the moms and the daughters.
Yeah. Break up with your men immediately. Join my circus instead.
Well, I'm not a fan. Don't know a ton about her, but I admire her team for blowing her up to be the biggest thing going on out there.
Yeah, she's definitely making the money. That is for sure.
Yeah, that just like we talked about it on the show here already, but that tour that she's currently on, that massive
tour,
this massive tour with that massive stage and the technology behind it, to support a tour like that, because that's not cheap.
No, not at all.
That takes 50 semi trucks to truck that around from stadium to stadium,
Right.
And back in the day, comparatively, when Pink Floyd went on their last tour, their Division Bell tour, that thing was so big that they had to have 3 stages being erected, 2 days in advance.
Yeah.
Same thing with U2 with that big tour where they had that big monstrosity thing.
Yeah, the spider stage, as they called it.
Yeah, whatever that was. That was another massive thing that they had to erect and
Yeah, U2 always did that though. Remember the tour before that too? They had the I think it was the Lemon tour where they had the big car that was part of was wedged into the scaffolding that they had erected and stuff. Because I know I saw that tour, but I don't remember if it was the Lemon tour or whatever it was. I don't remember what tour it was, but I saw U2 a couple times. I'm almost embarrassed to admit that, but
I have seen them a couple times too. I went to that big tour, that one with the big scaffolding thing.
What was that Octune Baby?
No, it was after that. This was like 2010, whatever that was.
That was like the How to Dismantle a Bomb or something.
Was
that the one with the album that they just uploaded without anybody's permission to the Apple?
Put it on your iPhone.
Everybody was pissed.
I was pissed about it because that fucking thing kept coming up. I had to delete it off my phone.
Yeah, it was a pain in the ass.
Fucking gay cover on there with some guy blowing him or something. This pissed me off. It's like, don't put that on my phone.
Yeah. And then people back then, that was before you had these like 256 gig hard drives. So, if you had back then, you had an 8 gig hard drive and you lost 500 meg of it to a fucking U2 record that you didn't want to hear.
Right.
It's like, God damn, what is that about?
But that had to have been one of the faggiest covers.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Ugh.
Let me find that here.
Gross. It's like, I don't want that popping up on my phone. It's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That was infuriating. You're going to take this album and you're going to like it.
Well, this doesn't appear to be the picture you're talking about.
It's a white cover with a dude and there's a guy got his arms around his leg. It looks like he's blowing him or something.
U2 album covers. Let me figure out which album that is. I'll just put it on the screen. You tell me if you see it. I don't know which one we're talking about here.
I don't know the name of it, but let me see. Is it the Songs of the Innocents? I don't think that's the full album cover. Oh, there it is, right there. It's right next to the Joshua Tree, the U2 out right there.
Oh, this?
Yep, there it is.
All right. Oh, wow. Father-son album.
Yeah. Looking very faggy.
Jesus Christ. Son of a bitch.
It's just like, what the kind of a cover is that?
Yeah. What are you saying here? That your band sucks cock? I mean, Jesus. It's pretty much what they're saying.
Jesus Christ. Son of a bitch. What the hell are you faggots doing?
No kidding, Ant. Jesus. He's not wrong. There you go. Oh, how pleasant.
Ugh.
How pleasant is that?
Yeah.
Ugh. Yuck, that's all I can stand of that. Get rid of that.
Who thought that was a great album cover?
Yeah, no kidding. And the guy said, I'm a faggot for watching wrestling. Jesus, at least I'm not listening to that. Wow.
Well, I'm sure we have a lot of topics to get to tonight.
Oh, we have plenty.
I got a few things if we get to it. I know you have stuff to get to. So
I do.
A lot of stuff to jack jaw about.
Yeah, there is. I've got some fun stuff too. I mean, the next segment we do, when we come back, we'll do something fun.
All right.
We'll save Aerosmith and all that stuff for later.
All right.
Let's do something. Don't you want to do something fun first?
Yeah, of course.
Let's do something fun first.
Well, it's always fun. I mean, regardless if it's serious or not, it's always fun.
Yeah. I don't know about you. The Aerosmith thing made me very sad.
Well, because they didn't get their final farewell. They didn't get to do that.
I don't even think it's because of that. I think it's just more.
It's a harbinger of the end. Is that it?
It's just something that's been in my life and people my age's life and yours as well.
Yes.
As long as you can remember. I really don't remember a time before Aerosmith.
Right, of course.
When did they come out? 73?
Well, they started in 70 or 71, but they became, in the public eye in 73, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, by the time I got old enough to even listen to shit on the radio, Dream On and Sweet Emotion and, all that stuff was already out. And it's just, I don't know. It's just
and yet the Rolling Stones, who came out in 63, they're still out there banging it out in stadiums.
but I think the difference is, for me anyway, and maybe not for you, but definitely for me, I love Aerosmith. I don't love the Rolling Stones. If the Rolling Stones retire, I'm not going to give two shits, really.
Right, but you're just talking about a staple.
Yeah, I'm just talking about, man, that is a band that has been around as long as I have. For the very most part, it didn't turn into one guy, out there on tour.
They stayed intact aside from their drummer.
And a couple years in the middle. But they fell apart for a couple years in the middle.
Up in Cleveland, of all places.
That's right. But it just, I don't know. It really is. There's been a lot of these death knells going on lately, and we say what you want. I'm going to compare it to Great White, and this is not to be mean to Jack Russell or Great White or whatever, but that's Great White.
Mm-hmm.
This is a fucking American homemade iconic band that even if you hated the last 30 years of it, which I know a lot of people do, you can't argue that they still made decent songs in that era. You can't argue that a song like Walk On Down and shit like that or Pump or, Honkin' on Bobo or whatever weren't listenable. And now they're gone. And it's like, man, we really are in an era of nothing. What are we left with now? Nothing.
Yeah, well,
the Rolling Stones. That's it.
It's just the attrition of it all. It's just like it's going away. I mean, obviously, the announcement of Aerosmith this week, and then Black Sabbath is gone, and Motorhead is gone, and Kiss is gone.
Yeah, and the ones that are still hanging on are literally hanging on.
Right.
Like AC/DC.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen any of this AC/DC footage, but it has been abysmal. The Brian Johnson just sounds roached, just done. And it's like, Aerosmith, and bravo to them. I didn't mean to talk about this quick, but we might as well. Aerosmith, for their part, still sounded pretty good. I don't remember reading a single review where anybody was like, "Oh my God, they sounded like shit." Steven Tyler couldn't sing anymore, or Joe Perry can't play anymore, or none of that.
I know for a fact Joe Perry can still play, because I went to see the Joe Perry project.
Yeah.
When was that? This past spring, I think it was.
Last year. Yeah. That's all I'm saying is that they stuck to their sound, they stuck to their guns, they wrote it out for 50 fucking years, and now it's done, and it's like, man, that's a big one to leave.
All right. Well, let's not get too deep into that. Right. Let's take a break, and since we are talking about Aerosmith, I'll let you pick a Aerosmith tune.
All right. Go with I'm not going to go to the old school because that would make everybody happy. Give me something obvious, like Living on the Edge. How's that?
Okay. All right. We'll do that from the Get a Grip release.
Yeah.
And another thing, Aerosmith really gained a whole new audience via the music video into late 80s into the 90s. And
sure,
they basically gave Alicia Silverstone a career.
They did. They
kicked her career off.
Yeah, with Crying and Amazing and
yeah. I think she was on Living on the Edge too.
Was she?
Yeah,
I know she was in the ballads.
Didn't she do the one where she jumped off a bridge and she was on a bungee cord to the song?
I thought that was amazing. I don't know. I hated those songs personally. I hated those songs. I'll be honest. I don't know that I ever watched those videos all the way through, even, because I really didn't like those songs. And I know they're popular. I certainly know that, but it wasn't popular to my ears.
Right. All right. Well, we're going to play a few tunes. If you'd like to get a request in, hit me up through the email, request@theclassicmetalshow.com, request@theclassicmetalshow.com. And if I have time, I'll get your tune on. And like I told you before, Chris, I'm amazed at how people request their tunes a day in advance.
Sure.
Or already the email box starts filling it up on Saturday morning.
Right.
People are already gearing up for the show on Saturday morning just to hear their tune.
I guess they can't afford Spotify.
I guess. No, I think what it is they like hearing their name on the air.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, in the air, as
all right.
Mike Trevisano once said.
He's dead. You could say on the air.
Yeah, he's in the air.
Yeah.
And he's watching over us all. He's looking down, smiling on us.
He's got his wings open.
Especially you, since you're taking his former guy under your wing.
Right. Sure he isn't.
All right. Well, we're going to play a few tunes. We'll come back. Here it is. It's Aerosmith from their 1993 release, Get a Grip. And it is Living on the Edge exclusively here
on your class. This episode of the CMS Network is brought to you by our sponsor, Blackout Coffee. If you are a coffee lover, you will love what they are selling over at Blackout Coffee. Make sure you get yourself some. The only thing woke about this company is the drinker of the coffee, because it gives you quite a jolt. I am a personal fan of the Brutal Awakening Dark Roast, but everybody's a little bit different. Make sure you get what is your favorite today. Go to blackoutcoffee.com. Use the promo code CHRIA20 to save 20% on your first order. It's that simple. So one more time, blackoutcoffee.com. That is the link, or use the full link if you're going to shop around. That is scrolling on the bottom, and get yourself some of the best coffee that is out there today. Blackout Coffee.